Okay, you guys, I posted in the community tab that I received information from MPD regarding some FOIA requests for more footage for the 1112 camera. Now, when we tried to see how much it was going to be for all of it, it was going to be like $1,300. So we decided to do this in sections. And I have two responses to two sections that I've submitted so far, and they need the deposits. So out of 22 donations, and after doing the deposit for the knife sheath FOIA information and getting the original 1112 packet, we're at $439 so far in the FOIA fund. So I'm going to show you the letters and calculate how much we need to pay today. And then I will make the payment, put the receipts, and let y'all know when we should have our information. Everything stated in this video is my opinion and my opinion only. And just like everything else in these cases we discuss here on this channel, everything is alleged. We now know that the actual amount of footage for the 1112 camera is 2:25 a.m. to 12:05 p.m. and that's it. And this request was put in before we knew about the 25 portion of it, because I was originally told 2:20, but I did some verification emails because we have a screenshot that says 1:56 a.m. that we've known about since the Linda Lane stuff started going around like 2 years ago, that apparently came from the Goncalves family. And that's also the same time that they said that they have proof that Kaylee and Maddie got home at 1:56 and not 1:45, the way that the police originally came out and told the public. So we were expecting a camera that actually showed the house, and they haven't come out and answered any questions about that. So I can only assume that maybe they didn't actually see the house itself. And this is the 1:56 that they are claiming that they have proof of Eric dropping the girls off. I don't know. Again, they haven't come out to clarify that entire fiasco. But I requested 2:20 a.m. to 3:30 a.m. because of the amount of money that this entire thing was going to cost. We decided to again do it in sections, so we're doing it at like an hour at a time. What we decided to do was the very beginning hour and the very last hour. So we have 2:20 a.m. to 3:30 a.m. for the 1112 camera. And as usual, it has to have a deposit. Now, what they're claiming is that it's going to take about 155 minutes of doing the redacting, the legal review, and then the staff to complete the processing. Now, what I was told is that the redaction is like $60 an hour, and then it's like $100 an hour for the city attorney to go in and review it and make sure that it's accurately redacted and actually ready for the public. They're claiming $186.81 for that 155 minutes, and of course, they're going to need a deposit. So that's going to be $93.40-ish to get this one started. Now, this office seems to be really super technical about their FOIAs. If you've been following along with everything that we've been doing with filing these and how the responses have been, and how some of these have had to have been resubmitted for crazy technicalities, then you're going to understand why I say this. Again, we didn't know that there was a 5-minute pushback in the time because I was originally told 2:20 to noon, and then again re-verified after the 1:56 screenshot was put back into my memory, and then was told 2:25 to 12:05. So since this one says 11 a.m. to noon, actually, I have a feeling they're going to end up making me submit a brand new one that says 11 a.m. to 12:05, because this would be technically missing the last 5 minutes of the footage. And again, they've been super technical with me before, so it's just a feeling. But for this one specifically, with this additional 5 minutes not being on there, it would be $216.63 for them to do 185 minutes worth of work, and they need half of that. So let's see what that would be. So half of that is 108.32. So let me go ahead and call them, see what she says about the little 5-minute difference, and I'll be back. Okay, I do not have to file another one. She actually sort of laughed. She's like, we're not going to leave out the additional 5 minutes. But again, we've had to refile FOIAs and do other things before, so I just figured that was going to need to happen because it's very technical, which isn't technically a bad thing, but I'm glad that we can avoid having to wait any longer. It's paid for both of them. Again, it was $201.72. There was like $5 in card fees, but she did say it was going to be a hot minute. Now, if you guys watch the one about the knife sheath information, then you know that at that point, she said it was going to be like another 6 weeks or so before they could actually get to my request or get around to the level that my request is in. See, my request for the knife sheath information is like where it was held, the reports, everything from it being received, tagged, right before it got picked up from ISP on 11/16. I gave the timestamp, it was picked up, all the things. It's all of that sort of paperwork type information, correspondence, emails, things like that. So it's on the lower level. What she stated is that they have about 7 more body cams and interviews to get redacted, to get out there. Then they move down to the audio stuff. I'm guessing like dispatch, maybe there was some interviews. As a matter of fact, I do remember us reading in some of the reports, there were some interviews that were audio only. So once they get done with that, then they'll get down to like the paperworky type stuff. But again, it's going to be a hot minute. So that's good because that gives us more time to honestly get caught up on what's already out here. I've been trying to get as much done as possible, but honestly, there's still so much movement and so much happening in this case. It is extremely difficult to keep everything up to speed. I am trying my best, and I know that y'all are too because y'all are having to watch all this stuff. It's out there everywhere. I mean, man, our brains, they're at max capacity at this point. I will let you know when we have more updates on more information. We have lots of other FOIAs to file, lots of other FOIAs that we are still waiting for answers on. Now, a lot of you guys have been asking whenever I speak about this stuff, how you can donate to the FOIA fund. I keep a ledger. I am very transparent. I let you guys know the balance, how many donations that we've had. Again, when we started this, we were at $439. Altogether for both of these, it's going to end up being $404 at the end of the day after everything's paid for, because again, it was $201.72. So with what's left right now, we technically have like the full amount for this FOIA. But again, there's more coming and there's more information that we're going to be asking for and desperately needing to get some clarification on. So again, if you want to donate to the FOIA fund specifically, this is the PayPal for the channel. This is the Cash App. You guys know that I never even talk about these things existing, but I've been asked to make it clear where the FOIA fund can be donated to, and there you go. There will also be links for both of these down in the description box and in the pinned comment, but that's it for right now. I will keep you guys updated as more information comes in. Let me know what you guys are thinking about everything that's come out so far, and what do you guys expect to see on the 225 to 330 and the 11 to 1205 cameras. I know that I'm expecting to see more movement. I have a lot of questions about who was walking around 2 o'clock when the girls really got home. I'm just really upset that the 156 apparently isn't something that was kept on there. Now, I haven't asked the FOIA office specifically about this because she is just somebody going into the system and looking. So I will probably go ahead and send an email and just be like, hey, can we validate one more time? Because we do have this screenshot that was going around. I know that you said it was 225, but can we check again? But I can't push her into looking any further because she only has access to what she has access to. This would be more of a question for, again, the Goncalveses to come out and be honest about and answer. And then the actual investigators, like Mallory was the one who was in charge of the majority of this. So I might have to send emails to them to ask questions, or a FOIA that specifically asks the question to a specific police officer. I'm not really sure how to go about that. Now, I tried that once before by CCing Dustin Blaker on the information that I had regarding what Brett Payne wrote in his report for the interview that he did with the DoorDash driver, Molly, because in it, again, y'all probably heard me say this a million times, but until it's clarified, I'm going to keep mentioning it. He says in the report that he can see Molly in something in something that he has viewed at one point before this interview, pull into the front parking lot of 1122, get out, drop off the DoorDash food, and then what they consider to be SV1 pulls in behind her again while she's in this front parking lot area. It's not talking about them coming into the neighborhood, because that house and where the car pulls into once it's in the neighborhood is not the front parking lot area. It's a road that continues. You can either go straight or you could turn right and go up the incline and park behind the house where the apartment parking is. There's a two-way situation there. So very specifically, pulled into the parking lot, I would love clarification if there's a real view of this parking lot area. And since Brett Payne is no longer an officer with MPD, Blaker is. So I CC'd him because he reviewed the report. He reviewed the report. You know how all of the Moscow police reports actually say who wrote it at the bottom and then shows it who it was reviewed by? He was the only officer left working for MPD, so it only seemed right to CC him for the question, and I never got a response. Maybe I'll try again, though. I can be pretty persistent. But again, let me know what you guys are thinking about all of this stuff so far down in the comments. If you like the way that I present this information and give my opinion, please don't forget to leave a like on the way out, subscribe to the channel if you have not subscribed already, and please don't forget to make sure that the notification bell is set to all so you don't miss any of my rants, reviews, reactions, updates, or deep dives. See y'all.